There has been a ton of lawsuits making waves in the gaming industry over the past few months, like all of the suits Blizzard's been facing, and Riot Games has lost gender discrimination suits, but now PlayStation has been sued when only a week ago their CEO Jim Ryan was trash talking Blizzard, saying how terrible of a company they are and how Bobby Kotick doesn't deserve his position at the company, yet now they're being accused of doing very similar things. I have a bunch of different articles that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month or supporting via memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So I wanted to start off with this Verge article, and it says PlayStation is facing a gender discrimination lawsuit. It says PlayStation has been hit with a lawsuit that alleges gender discrimination and wrongful termination, as first reported by Axios. Now keep in mind that these are just accusations. While there is a lawsuit going on, none of this has been confirmed yet. It says according to the details of the lawsuit, former IT security analyst is seeking to establish a class action suit to represent other women who might have been affected by PlayStation's alleged gender discrimination. Now, it is only one employee who's come out so far and said that this is happening. As it says, she is trying to establish a class action suit, but that hasn't happened yet. It says the lawsuit claims that Sony tolerates and cultivates a work environment that discriminates against female employees, alleging that women were denied promotions and weren't paid equally to male workers who held similar positions. Now, obviously, they felt strongly enough to file against Sony, but it was filed in California, and California is known for overzealous prosecution. Look at the Activision Blizzard case. They hit them with literally anything they could, even if a lot of the issues sounded blown out of proportion. Now, with Activision Blizzard, there's a lot being accused and many different people being brought up in the lawsuits, and with PlayStation, it's two main issues and only one person suing them right now, so there is a big difference in lawsuits here, but obviously if the accusations are true, they're disgusting. They're not okay, and no company should be acting this way and treating employees unfairly due to their genders. I want to head on over to the document for the lawsuit though, because I want to read some of the general details about it. I definitely think that it's important to point out some of the facts here because this is someone who's pretty unknown. It's not like we've ever heard of her before. It's not like she was some CEO or board member that was really important at the company that everyone would know. It says Ms. Maho joined Sony in 2015, so she's been with them for a couple of years. It's not like she's just some random employee that worked there for a year. She was there for quite a while. It says when plaintiff began at Sony, her department was roughly 60-40 of men to women, but over the years, plaintiff observed a shift towards more and more males. And as of 2021, Sony is dominated by males. It doesn't point out any numbers here besides, as of 2021, it's dominated by a specific gender. No facts here, no other details. It says Sony has managers who will not be alone in a room with a female with the door closed. If plaintiff went into a room with this person and a male colleague, then they would only speak to the male colleagues. It would be as if plaintiff was not even in the room. It says eventually plaintiff realized that if she really wanted something done, she needed to send the request through a male, because if plaintiff communicated directly to Sugita, this is another individual who works there, a manager. It says the request would be ignored. Plaintiff confirmed that by sending a request through a male intern, the request would garner a response when it came from a male intern, while a virtually identical request would be ignored if it came from a higher level female employee. It says plaintiff observed a bias against females at Sony. In fact, plaintiff left a specific department because it became clear to her that there was no path to get promoted. Plaintiff's requests for a path to manage resulted in the creation of a plan for more levels within the department instead of any communication that tasks, behavior modification, or knowledge was needed on plaintiff's part. So it says over the years she tried to talk to managers to see what she could do to get promoted, but her requests were brushed off or completely ignored, which, if this is true, it's obviously disgusting. This shouldn't be happening to anyone in any industry. If they've worked with a company for several years and they deserve a chance to get promoted, obviously they should be looked at for promotions. It says this comes less than a week after PlayStation boss Jim Ryan sent out an email to employees condemning Activision Blizzard's response to reports of CEO Bobby Kotick's alleged abusive behavior and history of harassment during his 30 years at the company. So literally a week ago, Jim Ryan was calling out Blizzard saying, oh, their actions are unacceptable. Bobby Kotick's actions are unacceptable. Yet now they're being accused of a lot of very similar things. And like I've said, this is absolutely disgusting. If any of these accusations are true, they shouldn't be happening at any company. Now look, Sony's tried to present itself as a super progressive company that pushes their version of equality and diversity, and we don't know what the truth is because these are just accusations, but if any of it's true, it's the ultimate hypocrisy. Now, like I had mentioned, this was being filed in California, and California is known for overzealous prosecution, and we are getting one side of the story, but we're not getting both sides of the story. I don't think we're ever going to get many other details on this lawsuit, but hey, maybe one day we will. At this point, these cases are more than just winning and losing. I feel like even if she thinks she can't win, she gains notoriety and clout with certain crowds, and in her mind, that may lead to more money and jobs she doesn't have access to right now. It's like what Feminist Frequency does. They literally just publish stuff so that people remember they exist and so people donate them money. When you've got people talking about you, you have a chance at more opportunities, and she may go, hey, you know what? If I can file this lawsuit, people are going to be talking about me and I might gain a lot out of this situation. It's like with the Activision Blizzard lawsuit, I bet that a lot of what's being alleged against them is true. There's no possible way that all these people have come up with fake stories and fake situations. There may be parts of the lawsuits that are not true or that are blown out of proportion, but I'm sure at its core there are big issues here with PlayStation, with Blizzard, with Riot. I mean, look at all of the lawsuits these companies have been going through. If we look at this PC Gamer article, it says Blizzard boss Jen O'Neill was paid less than her male counterpart prior to resigning. I did talk about this in another video, but this is terrible. It basically says that they went into the head roles together. They wanted the same pay, they wanted the same job opportunities, and unfortunately after only 3 months she wasn't being paid the same amount and she wasn't getting the same opportunities that he was. We haven't seen a lot of proof or evidence for this, but she has come out and said that herself. We don't know what's going to happen now with that situation. But even look at Riot. Riot Games investigating CEO following gender discrimination lawsuit. All of these companies are being accused of the same exact things. And again, I'm sure some of this is true, but some of this could also be blown out of proportion. I definitely want to keep my eye on these situations. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't like when I talk about lawsuits like this. They usually demonetize and suppress these videos, but I think that they're very important, so I'm going to keep talking about this. It says Riot Games, makers of League of Legends and Valorant, has begun an internal investigation of its CEO in light of a civil lawsuit filed by a former employee and alleging wrongful termination and gender discrimination. One subject we can address immediately is the plaintiff's claim about their separation from Riot. The plaintiff was dismissed from the company over 7 months ago based on multiple well-documented complaints from a variety of people, and any suggestion otherwise is simply false. And that's something we don't know about the PlayStation lawsuit, is if this person had a negative history at the company, if they had complaints about them, if they had caused problems in the past. And I don't know if we're ever gonna get that information, but that's a lot that really does matter that I feel like we don't have. We don't have that side of the story. But there's definitely got to be truth in some of what was filed, so even if only one thing was true and the rest were overblown or blown out of proportion, these companies still have massive issues that need to be addressed, and I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on these lawsuits, but that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it and found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.